This is why Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is the greatest Spider-Man story ever told. Just kidding. Yeah, that's right. The entire movie is perfect. Fight me, bitch. I could pick any scene, theme, character, fucking anything from this masterpiece and make a video on it. That shows something. However, my video today is solely about story elements from the movie, and why key Spider-Man concepts are required to make this movie as perfect and definitive to Spidey as it is. So yes, there's the obvious what's up danger scene shown earlier. However, I'm not just gonna sit here and copy other video essayists like this one, and this one, and this one, and yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna break down why this movie is the definitive, perfect version of a Spider-Man story into multiple parts. Villains, Miles and his people, and finally, messaging and conclusion. So there are arguably three main villains in Spider-Verse: Kingpin, the Prowler, and Doc Ock. So personally, what I think a good villain has to do is challenge the main character. In this case, Kingpin, in order to be a perfect adversary to Miles, has to challenge his beliefs and philosophy. I think our boy Willie Fisk achieves this perfectly. An example of this is when he shoots Aaron out from Miles' arms. He takes from him what Miles thinks is the only good family he had left. Obviously, this is not true, since Aaron's death eventually brought Miles and his father closer together, but still challenged that belief in Miles. Besides this, Wilson was just a big-ass dude who posed a massive threat to Miles' mission with the other Spider people due to his strength, determination, and large-ass frame. Moving on to the Prowler. The Prowler is a great villain because of how menacing he is, as well as his ruthlessness. You see, unlike Kingpin, Aaron doesn't need brute strength to succeed and strike fear in his victims. By ruthlessness, I mean things like, "You know me, sir, I never quit," and his ruthless chase when he notices the guy, as Wilson puts it, aka Miles, as a witness, and ruthlessly chases after him in arguably one of the most visually stunning sequences of shots in the film, and maybe ever in animation. Like, come on, dude, that looks fucking awesome. And finally, Doc Ock. Now, I know that a bunch of other creators have got this wins and new rock stars, but I have to say as well, the foreshadowing and lead up to the Doc Ock reveal is great to me. If you pay attention to the background and the octagonal shapes scattered throughout multiple scenes, starting when Miles entered the classroom up until Olivia's identity is revealed, you know, as an audience member, that a Dr. Octavius is on their way, and that gets you excited. And everything in her reveal is great. Since you're already excited for Doc Ock to enter the movie, you get extra excited when you figure out that this Olivia character is a villain when she says, "And I for one can't wait to watch," regarding Peter's death. And then Peter calls back her name, revealing she's an Octavius. And then finally, the tentacles come out. Having Liv ready to kill a couple of spiders, the visual presentation of Liv's character is great. Her tentacles are shown more as these alien machines that are a part of Olivia rather than four terrifying metal arms, like in Spider-Man 2. Obviously, they are the latter half, but the animation makes them look that much better and that much more horrifying. And finally, another visual aspect of the character. Olivia is trying to kill them because she enjoys, which is terrifying. Speaking about characters, I'll be talking about the heroes of the film and what makes them each a great inclusion in the film. Starting off with Nick Miller himself, Peter B. playing the shower.
Because you know what, no matter how many...
First of all, I say Nick Miller for a reason, because Jake Johnson was perfect casting, as he burnt out, lonely as fuck mentor Spidey to Spidey. Like, there's so many comparisons to the two characters, I won't even get any. Anyway, this version of Peter teaches Miles many important things, like to trust in himself, to be himself, and to not try and be anyone else. And arguably the best lesson that Peter teaches Miles is to take a leap of faith, or in other words, to take extreme risk. Now on to the writing and visuals for this guy. With the writing, I think it was great for Miles to meet Peter bummed out when he did, because I think at first he was the tough love and fast-paced challenge Miles needed to get that push to go into his own. For example,
Miles doing it. Double tap to release and whip it out again. Okay, whip.
Miles only got the spark to go out on his own, because the Spideys made him feel like he wanted to prove himself
or
to
turn
the Spideys.
Invisible on command so you can
the visuals, my god, the visuals are great and funny with Peter B. That nod to Andrew chilling sweats out on set, great. How he goes from funny as fuck to making you cry, great. Jokes are just funny like this one, and dialogue with him is just great. And more and more and more. Every little detail. And that goes for every other Spider person there. I talked too much about Peter B, so I'll quickly summarize the other heroes. With Spider-Gwen, aka Spider-Woman, comic fans will appreciate the accuracy to her character from the comics. And with MJ, Peter being a lizard, great. Not a popular kid, great, because it gives a chance for Miles to be a good friend to Gwen. Her writing is great because she puts on the stuff exterior,
my dorm
as
room
every Spidey does, and Shia puts up Miles, starting shipping over
are these your drawing?
more than friends. As for the shown in the Across the Spider-Verse, trailer being calm and collected is great for her character, as well as all of their unique dialogues, but I'll get more into the other Spider people in a minute. Back to the inclusion of ballet was a great writing and visual inclusion. Moving on. I mean, what else can I say?
Spider-Ham, friend, neighborhood, spins a web, that's the gig, kinda weird, he's a pig, look out, here comes the Spider-Ham. Slam out! Life is a plate of bacon, when trouble's...
Moving on to Spider-Noir. Whoever idea it was to cast Nicolas Cage as Spider-Noir is a fucking genius. Same goes for every other voice actress in this movie. And the subtle details of the wind literally being around him
wherever I go, the wind follows.
are hilarious.
The wind
and make for great.
This is
The jokes about this Peter not anything about the modern
Blue.
is hilarious. Yes. Also,
My name is Peter Parker. In my universe, it's 1933, and I'm a private eye. I like to drink egg creams, and I like to fight Nazis. A lot. Sometimes I let matches burn down to my fingertips just to kill something, anything.
You run it related to him being in modern.
I'm taking this cube thing with things.
Earlier, him struggling
I don't
with the
understand it.
concept of the Rubik's Cube.
But I
Until its exit is hilarious, and genius how they always keep going. Apparently, the efficiency of the flipping in this clip. Apparently, girls weirdly find this clip hot. I don't know. Okay, moving on to the final member of the group, Penny Parker, aka I don't really know the name for her, just call her Spider-Bot. Get another version of Spider-Man again, dumbass. Now I'll just get this out of the way. I don't really like anime, so therefore I don't really like Penny's character, although I do like some things, and I still understand why she was added in when looking at it from a different perspective. So she doesn't dock any points off the movie for me for the things I like, although I'm not a fan of anime, except for Cowboy Bebop. I do like how the writing and other examples, but still having an unnecessary anime-style hero for the plot, but making fun of her at the same time. I don't know, I like it. I like how
Penny
complicated
Parker.
her
I'm from
origin
New York in the year
is.
3145. I have a psychic link with a spider who lives inside my father's robot. And we're best friends. Forever.
All of the characters serve as comedic relief in some way, but Spider-Ham and Spider-Man are arguably the best comedic relief from the film. Overall, she's but that's what's great about her. And I love every one of these Spideys, due to how unique they are. The third and final topic will be the absolutely fantastic genius that is the writing of Spider-Verse. I don't even know where to begin, really, about this. Start with, like, everything with the writing is great. I already talked about how great the characters are, but I have to say, the way the writers made the movie a majority of comic relief was genius, because if it had less humor, it wouldn't be an enjoyable film. Kingpin, the main villain, was fucking terrifying, as well as the other villains. Even though they had some villains there for a very short amount of time, I feel like it didn't detract from how good the movie was. The dialogue, although filled with humor a lot of the time, was chill triggering when there were lines that had heart, like Uncle Aaron, goodbye.
I want to look up to me. I let you down, man. I let you down. You're the best of all of us, Mom.
I know it's cliche when I say this quote gives me chills, but I mean it. I truly mean it. Not just because of Mahershala Ali's always great delivery and smooth and silky voice, but also because it gives me hope when I, myself, don't want to keep going. And with one of the main themes of this movie, that is, when you take leaps of faith, things will turn out better for you. Or as Miles and Peter put it, it's a leap of faith. Sometimes it's hard for me personally, and probably a lot of other people, to take big risks in my life. But that's the power of Spider-Man, which I feel
Even
like
after
is
she
really
was
highlighted
hurt,
in this movie.
she said to me that we
The
did the
power
right
of
thing.
Spider-Man is that everyone has heroic selves, deep down. The courage to do the right thing for yourself and others, because you have no
She
other
told me that with
choice.
great power
Because with great power
comes great responsibility.
Because anyone can be better than they think they are, as long as they look within themselves and believe that they can have their head match expectations in the ramble all day about more things like that. But I think I've said all the important messaging through the writing and visuals. To anyone struggling right now, just know, although the unrealistic concepts of Spidey don't exist in real life, just know, like MJ said in the movie,
but in our own way, we are all Spider-Man.
we all have power. Just know that you can be a hero to yourself or others in seemingly small or huge ways, just like Phil Lord and Chris Miller and Spider-Man have all been heroes to me personally, on and off the screen. And remember what Stanley said. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you like this. It took a long ass while to make.